Hey everybody, today's video is going to be my Q&A. I did get some duplicate questions, so if I didn't get to your question, it's just because somebody before you already asked it, and I'm going to be answering it in this video. I also wanted to thank everybody for supporting my channel and helping it grow, and I'm over 400 subscribers, so thanks to everybody. I'm going to go ahead and get started. This might end up being a long video, so I'm apologizing in advance. The first question is from Briar Creek Stables 56, and they asked me what cage do I recommend. I do recommend the cage that I have, which is a double critter nation. The single critter nations are great as well. They're super sturdy cages with great bar spacing, and they are a little on the pricey side, but I definitely think that they're worth it. I also recommend Martin's cages. They have a whole bunch of different kinds, and they're also not just for rats. I'll go ahead and post their website below in the description, and they are a little cheaper than the Critter Nations and are a really great cage. Briar Creek Stables 56 also asked me where do I get my rats, and the rats that I currently have are from a mixture from feeder bins to people's accidental litters in my area to breeders, and so the group that I have now is just a mixture. They also asked me where do I recommend getting rats, and where I don't recommend getting rats, it's from the pet store or from a feeder bin. Rats are inbred and overbred to ridiculous numbers because they are used for feeding reptiles, other animals, and they are also used in numerous laboratory experiments. So if you can find a reputable breeder, then I would go with them. Or if you have found somebody that's had an accidental litter, they are always out there. I would maybe go with them just so you can give an unwanted pet a home. I am not fully against breeding. I may get a lot of hate for this, but since rats are so inbred, since they have such huge litters, and since their gestation period is pretty short and they're used for numerous things, they have tons of health problems. They live for a short time, and it's sad when you have a pet that you love and they don't end up living as long as they should because of overbreeding and inbreeding. So if somebody's going to dedicate their time and their money to helping rats in general to be tumor resistant and myco resistant, then I am totally for it and will support them. Mila is from a breeder who hasn't had tumors in over 5 generations, so to me that is amazing and I support her. Briar Creek Stables 56 also asked me what gender of rats do I prefer. If you are not familiar with rats, they are a little different when it comes to other small animals with sex. Male rats and female rats have different personalities, and there's kind of this ongoing rift that goes on between rat owners on which one is better. And I've never actually owned male rats, so I can't say which one I prefer. But I love my females, so I guess I can just say that since that's all I've ever owned. They also asked me how many rats have I ever owned, and altogether I've had 11 rats. And the next question was, what is the most amount of rats that I've had at the same time? And that is 6, currently what I have now. The next few questions are from Lauren Doer, and she asked me what age was I when I first got rats. And I was about 13 or 14 when my parents let me get a pair of 2 females. And her next question is, what is the yearly monthly upkeep cost for a small group of 3 to 4 rats? It kind of depends on how involved you're going to get with their diet. You'll want to include vegetables, which can be $5 to $10 a week, depending on how much they're eating. And then you also want to get them a good quality lab block, which ends up being around maybe 14 American dollars for 3 to 4 weeks, depending on how much they eat. And you're also going to want to put bedding into it. I might do a separate video on this since it can get kind of complex, but I guess around $40 a month, probably $50 if you include the bedding. Her next question was, what is the startup cost for a small group of rats? That depends on the cage that you're going to get, since the cages can get really expensive. So yeah, I'll probably do a separate video just related to the cost of keeping rats. The next few questions are from J. Lee Hudson, and first question she asks is, how many pets do I have? And currently I have 11. Her next question was, what is my favorite pet overall? I'm not sure if you meant what animal I enjoy owning the most, or my favorite pet that I currently have now. This may be awful to actually answer it, but my cat is my world. She's been with me ever since I moved out of my parents' house, and she's my everything. So she definitely has to be my favorite. Awful of me to say, but it's the truth. And the next few questions are from Ratty Wonderland. And first question is, how long have I kept rats? And it's been on and off since I was 13 or 14. I can't really remember exactly how long it's been. And the next question is, have I ever had a mixed gender colony? Like I answered before, I've never owned male rats, and the only reason for this is when I was younger and I first got rats, their genitalia really bothered me, which actually is pretty common, and that's a lot of reason why some people only have females. Now that I'm older, it doesn't bother me as much. I've been around male rats before, and they have such great personalities, so maybe one day I will get a male rat that's a neuter. It is expensive around here to neuter rats for some reason. It costs more than my large dog did. So maybe if I come across a male neuter that needs a home, I will adopt him. She also asked me if I'm a member of any rat forums, and actually I am. I am on ratforum.com. It's a great forum. It's free to join. I'll put the link below in the description. It's super active. There's a ton of people on there, and if you ever have questions, they will be answered almost immediately, no matter what time of day it is. She also wants to know if my boyfriend loves the rats as much as I do, and actually he does. He's always over at the cage nuzzling them and holding them. He doesn't take them out for free range time like I do, but sometimes he'll sit in there with me when they're running around, but he definitely loves them, and they all really, really like him too. The next few questions are from Cute Rat 2, and the first one is, what rat food do I recommend? I do recommend Oxbow. It's really hard to find a good commercial rat food out there because they all have corn in it, and rats shouldn't be eating corn. There is also Harlan Tech Lead is a great lab block. However, they're not readily available at pet stores, so if you just need to run out and get some food, they won't be there. They're only available online, and they come in pretty massive bags. I'll go ahead and post a link below in the description if anybody is interested in that kind of food. Cute Rat 2 also asked me, why did I get rats? And I got them because of the reputation they have for having great personalities, and they definitely have wonderful personalities, and I'm so glad that I got them. They are just adorable. I was also asked what rat supplies I could not live without. I definitely could not live without my Critter Nation. It's a wonderful cage. It's super easy to clean, and rats are major escape artists, so you definitely need a big, strong, sturdy cage. It's not something that you can just make like a CNC cage for a hedgehog or a guinea pig. They need bars that are close together so they can't squeeze out of it, but this is definitely a great cage. They have plenty of space to run around, and it's fun to decorate. And actually the next question is, how many rats can live in a single Critter Nation? The rat calculator says that 6 can live in there, however I would only put 5, and if you have large males then I would only house 4 in the single. I can post below in the description the rat calculator website. You just type in the measurements of the cage and it'll tell you how many rats you can fit in there comfortably. Next question is from Pets with Sky, and they asked me how old am I, and I'm in my late 20s. The next question is from Sophie Smith, and she wants to know if rats make good pets. Rats make wonderful pets. If you've watched any of my videos, then you'll know they have great personalities. They're all different, and they come in all different kinds of shapes and colors and everything, and they're definitely a unique pet to own. Next question is from Unome M, and they asked me, have I ever had a rat with mycoplasma? A lot of people kind of get this confused. Pretty much every rat has myco. Unless you adopted a rat from a laboratory, your rat has myco. It is genetic and it's contagious, and rats get it from their mother during birth. So laboratory rats don't have it because they're usually birthed by cesarean section to prevent the rat from getting myco. So people might get that confused. All my rats have myco, and yours probably do too. The only difference is mine don't have flare-ups. May does have flare-ups sometimes. probably just from a bad immune system. So preventing that is keeping the cage clean and making sure they have good air quality, and also not having a dusty bedding. Or if you have them by a window, they can have flare-ups during the fall just like anybody else that's getting allergies. So they do need to be treated with antibiotics, and it also can lead to pneumonia. But in general, my rats don't have any myco flare-ups. They also wanted to know what other illnesses I've had to experience with my rats. I've had to deal with upper respiratory infections, lower respiratory infections, tumors, and Sookie head hind leg degeneration. All of these are heartbreaking, and it's really an awful thing to have to watch your pet suffer. But with modern day technology and medication and natural food, a lot of this stuff can be prevented. And the next few questions are from Sammy NJM, and she wanted to know what's my favorite thing about owning rats. And I definitely think it is their personality, the reason that I got rats. They have super outgoing personalities, as you can see here. They are always wanting to be out of the cage and climbing all over me, and they just are super outgoing, and I love it. She also wants to know if I could have any animal in the world as a pet, what would it be? And actually, I got a question from Melissa Gordon that asks me what is my favorite animal. My favorite animal is an elephant. I love them. My bathroom is decorated nothing but elephants. However, if it came to actually owning one as a pet, I'm not sure if I really would want one. So back to Sammy NJM's question, I think maybe if it was a realistic pet that I know I could take care of, I definitely would like to have a big, huge parrot, like a cockatoo. I love cockatoos. Or maybe a sloth. I think they're super cute and they look like they're great cuddlers. And the next question is from Jenny Crane, and she asked me, do I watch Ratty Lover 713's videos, and what do I think of her channel? Actually, I do watch her videos. She has a great channel and is always giving out great advice. And yes, I'm subscribed to her channel, so whenever she has a new video, I always watch it. And she also asked me what other rat channels do I watch. I tried to find a lot of them. Most rat channels aren't active anymore, and there's not really that many compared to guinea pig and rabbit channels. So the Fat Rat channel has one. She's got some really cute videos, and along with Sammy NJM, she has some rat videos, and the Rat Whisperer used to be active, but I don't think she's really active anymore. So that's pretty much it. I'm subscribed to a lot, but usually the videos never pop up on my feed. And Mr. Hughes09 wants to know what bedding is best for rats. I do suggest fleece or some kind of cloth. I am trying hemp cloth, and it just pretty much isn't dusty at all. It's easy to clean, it's cheap, and it's nice and sluggly for them. I do not suggest Carefresh because it's really dusty, and since my rats have myco, it can cause a flare-up. A lot of people will use aspen bedding, but some rats do have problems with that also. So I mean, shredded paper towels or newspaper might work. I just prefer fleece bedding and flannel and cotton. And the Hopping Bunny 26 wants to know what pet would I like to own next. And I would love to have a Flemish giant bunny rabbit. I think they're gorgeous. I love their big, huge ears. And maybe down the road, I might look into getting a Flemish giant. And Poochie Girl 126837 wants to know how to tame rats. I'm actually going to be doing a trust training video. It's just kind of a long process, and it just depends so much on your rat's personality and what you have for free range time and your cage setup, and it's just a long process, but I do plan on making a video about it in the future. And Love Hammies 18 wants to know why did I start making YouTube videos. And originally it was just to post on a forum on Maymay that was really sick. If you look at my very first video, it's when Maymay was a cute little tiny baby and she had an upper respiratory infection. So it was pretty much for that. And then I just started looking at the small animal community on YouTube, and I came across Expert Village and the rat lady there, and I was horrified at the information that she was giving out to people. It was absolutely awful and horrendous. I do not suggest watching her channel or anything rat related that she has to say. So I decided to make my own videos and post information. I do a lot of research on my animals and diet and behavior. So I just wanted to share the information that I had learned, and I really wasn't expecting it to get this many subscribers, but it's fun and it's nice meeting and getting to know some of the other people on YouTube that have small animals, and I've learned a lot from other people. And White Cavi Crunch Time #1 wants to know, am I going to make more videos of the hedgehog? Yeah, I'm going to be making more videos of Urchin. Since I kind of just got him, I'm still learning, and even though I did do a lot of research before getting him, it's kind of different once you have the pet there at your home. So I kind of want to get some experience before posting videos trying to teach people about hedgehogs when I hadn't really done it myself. But we've had plenty of baths now, so maybe I'll do a bath video, and I'm currently trying to treat him for his dry skin and trust training, but overall he's doing pretty well. He did poke himself right below his eye, so I am treating that also, but all in all he's doing pretty well. I also did want to share that the two most requested videos that I get are in the making. The first one is my seed mix recipe and also the breathing problem recipe. And I worked on both of them. I've tweaked them and tested them out, and both of them work. So I will be posting them in the future, probably in the next few weeks. And I just want to thank everybody again for supporting my channel. That was it for all of my questions. And if you have any more, you can post them below in the description. And I will see you guys in my next video.